Jon Jones and Amanda Nunes will enter their respective title fights as major betting favorites at UFC 239 on Saturday, July 6. Jones, 24-1, is set to defend his title against Thiago Santos, 21-6, in the main event of the evening. The 31-year-old reclaimed the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship in December last year by defeating Alexander Gustafsson at UFC 232. In March, he won a unanimous decision against Anthony Smith to successfully defend his title. Santos easily progressed through the light heavyweight division since joining in September last year. With stoppage wins over Eric Anders, Jimmy Manuwa, and Jan Blachowicz, Santos emerged as next in line for a shot at the champion. In the co-main event, two-division champion Amanda Nunes will defend the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship against former title holder Holly Holm. Nunes enters this fight after an incredible first-minute knockout victory against Cris Cyborg in December. Holmes making her way back to the division after securing a win against Megan Anderson at featherweight in June last year. Advertisement read on to find the latest UFC 239 betting odds. Read, how to watch UFC 239 PPV. Jon Jones strikes Anthony Smith in their UFC Light Heavyweight Championship bout. UFC, Getty Images, UFC 239 betting odds. Main card: Jon Jones, -600, versus Thiago Santos, 452, Amanda Nunes, -410, versus 344, Jorge Masvidal, 196, versus Ben Askren, -224, Jan Blachowicz, 213, versus Luke Rockhold, -245, Diego Sanchez, 320, versus Michael Chiesa, -355, prelims: Arnold Allen, -325, versus Gilbert Melendez, 278, Marlon Vera, -450, versus Nohelin Hernandez, 374, Claudia Gadelha, -217, versus Ronda Marcos, 190, Alejandro Perez, 179, versus Yadong Song, -204, Edmund Shabazian, -575, versus Jack Martian, 464, Chance Rencontre, 429, versus Ismail Nardiev, -525, Julia Avila, -195, versus Pannie Kians at 172, Amanda Nunes demolishes Ronda Rousey at UFC 207, Christian Peterson, Getty Images, UFC 239 betting guide. The Body Locks expert, MMA analyst Sarah Muraladaran has composed two in-depth breakdowns ahead of UFC 239. Make sure to head on over to our UFC predictions page to read more about Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren and Jan Blachowicz versus Luke Rockhold before UFC 239. Advertisement title fights. Jon Jones and Amanda Nunes represent almost no value for bettors as we approach UFC 239 today. Advertisement: Jones is the obvious lean in the main event bout, but the odds are far too short to consider betting on him against a wildcard like Thiago Santos. The odds for Nunes versus Holly Holm seem fair and reasonable. Nunes has tremendous power and physical ability, but Holm moves well, is surprisingly strong in the clinch, and has an excellent kicking game. If anything, stay away from the main event and co-main event given the odds that are out there currently. Advertisement: Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren. Jorge Masvidal enters UFC 239 as a moderate betting underdog, but Sarah believes that the odds are well and truly off heading into this welterweight matchup. He cites Masvidal's massive striking edge and Askren's total lack of defensive tools as reasons why Masvidal should be considered the favorite heading into this fight. Advertisement: at straight odds of 196, Masvidal looks to be the smart play. Read more. Jorge Masvidal versus Ben Askren prediction: Jan Blachowicz versus Luke Rockhold. Former UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold will make his debut in the UFC's light heavyweight division at UFC 239. He'll face Jan Blachowicz, a top contender in the 205-pound division. Advertisement. Serum acknowledges that while Blachowicz's boxing foundation could be considered as an advantage heading into this fight, his techniques don't necessarily match up well against Rockhold's style. He also noted that Rockhold's excellent ground game leaves Blachowicz with no margin for error, and predicts that Rockhold will be victorious via second-round submission. Although Rockhold's odds to win are short at -245, bettors can up their return by backing Rockhold to win by submission at odds of 300 with most bookmakers. Read more. Jan Blachowicz vs. Luke Rockhold prediction. How to watch UFC 239 PPV. Jon Jones vs. Thiago Santos. Let's block ads.